So I see now.
I'm charming.
You are charming. You are. I mean, you're a little bit of a phony. That's fine.
I love it.
You are a charm. So he's in from South Carolina. He's going to do a live show here Sunday night for his own show.
I took the buckboard up. I rode the buckboard with a couple of donkeys from South Carolina, and boy, you a big city right here. Oh my God!
Do you have to talk like that at home just to not get killed?
Well, I like to fit in, you know me, because I'm phony, Sid. So I put on the accent.
You know what's true? You're really not phony, but your old partner has been accused of being phony, Opie. And then I go on your Twitter and I see you're fighting. You're fighting with Opie.
I don't know what happened. It's over 20 years. And we're brawling it out on Twitter. I don't know. We're adults. Why is this happening?
Well, you hate each other. That's why.
I think that's. I think.
I mean, you don't got to be a genius. So is it fixable or is it?
No,
it's not fixable.
No.
Who hates? In other words, I'll give you an example. Howard Stern hated Imus more than Imus hated Howard.
Right.
And Imus hated him, but not as much. He made money. Who hates each other more?
He despises me.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's because he's jealous because you were all the talent.
Well, yeah, that's what people say. I've heard that. I think it's you know, he talks about me getting a job at WABC and Sunday evening 8 to 11.
Yeah,
and he goes, not impressive.
Not impressive.
What? I was literally exiled from radio.
I
was told,
as he has been.
Asked never to return.
Right, as he has been.
Yeah, he's been too.
He told this story that he was, when they got rid of Imus. He didn't retire, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
They assassinated me. They put a bomb in my cowboy hat.
So he tells a story that he was the first one that Chad Lopez and ABC contacted. Cumulus at the time.
Yes.
And before they came to me in Bernard, they wanted Opie. Now, he says they offered him less than $100,000.
Yes, I think it was 40.
40,000. Okay, first of all, Ope, I don't hate him as much as you do. That's not a real offer. I can tell you that me and Bernie made a lot more than that. So clearly there was no real offer.
Right.
So why does he feel the need to say? And mind you, he would never get the ratings I'm getting. Not in a million years.
No.
So why does he have? Why does he feel like he has to say that?
He has to say it's not impressive. Here's what happens: if somebody doesn't think something's impressive, do it.
Do it.
Show people how unimpressive it is by doing it yourself.
I love that.
But I've moved on, Sid.
No, you haven't. You follow them every day. What are you talking about?
No. See, I respond.
No.
I respond.
No. I've seen once or twice you've instigated it.
You don't have people that you don't get along with, and in a professional career over the course of the years.
There's about 3 within shouting distance of me right now. Of course. Now you I get along with. If Anthony was going to come back, right now he lives in South Carolina.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful neighborhood, right?
Oh yeah,
all Jewish
just outside
people.
of Greenville.
Yeah, it's all Jewish people.
Oh, a lot of Jewish people down there.
So he wanted to come back because he's making big money again, and he wanted to get himself a pad in the city.
Oh boy,
a little pad. Where would you recommend Anthony Cumia move to? What part of the city?
Well, there are a lot of there's a lot of nice places in the city. He'd probably be very comfortable. It sounds like in Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Chelsea. Wow.
Based upon his train ride up, it sounds like he'd be comfortable in Chelsea.
You know, our owner, John, who pays you.
Yes, I know him.
He's got a building, on
building in Chelsea.
24th and 8th, right?
I think it's
24th and 8th.
Yes.
Yeah. That area is gorgeous.
No, it happens to be a gorgeous area, and there's a lot of great areas around town. And
well, that's also very close to the Hudson Yards area. Very close.
It's on its way. Yes,
it's like 10 blocks away.
Yeah. Yes.
Where does Chelsea end? What street does Chelsea end?
Chelsea, arguably 34th Street.
Okay, so doesn't the skyline start on like 39th?
You got to go all the way west. You got to go. 10th, 11th, 12th is really what makes up Hudson Yards.
Right.
But it's okay. I think that with his great new contract that he picked up here at WABC.
Yes,
he can afford the rents that are once again averaging $4,500 a month.
I had an apartment on 51st and 8th for many years.
Oh, nice, Hell's Kitchen.
And and it was when I first got there. I think it was $1,700 a month.
Oh, a walk up.
Yeah, it was. Well, it had an elevator, but it was always broken. But it was great. I could hang out in the city, and I had a house in Roslyn. out on Long Island.
So this had to be during the years when you guys were at Madison Square Garden doing, WNEW doing the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. WNEW
8th Avenue and 57.
and Sirius XM.
Oh, both of those.
Yeah.
You still had the apartment in the city.
Yeah. I didn't give it up until COVID.
Oh,
COVID
really?
was like, then it wasn't, it didn't make sense anymore. I was doing a lot of stuff on Fox News, Red Eye, and Kennedy's show and whatnot. So I'd come into the city, and instead of getting a hotel, which costs a lot, you just, I got an apartment.
So do you still do Fox News stuff now? Or is that basically over?
I think since I've been doing this at WABC,
Sure.
people are starting to go, hey, okay, maybe he's not total kryptonite.
Right.
Maybe, I'm still a piece of garbage.
Sure.
But sure.
Right.
I like that.
This is a great comeback. This is a great comeback story. That's what has to be played up.
People are starting to. I'm starting to get some calls.
No, of course.
and other stuff.
I just saw Kennedy literally 2 weeks ago. I did the Brian Kilmeade show.
She's great. Yeah,
she is funny. She's
I like
good.
her, yeah.
She was on yesterday talking about these rumors about the Obamas getting divorced. I don't know if you saw this, Corey.
Yeah, I saw it.
That's out there. Yeah.
Did you think that's true? Or?
Who knows with these people? Everything seems like an arranged marriage between the two of them. No one knows the kids. Is it their kids? Is it this other one that kind of was around all the time? This guy?
I don't even know this.
I've seen a lot of rumors about that.
Yeah, but I don't like that stuff. I don't get involved in that.
You don't get involved with
no,
rumors?
the stupid stuff like she's a man.
Oh,
her name is Michael, not Michelle. I mean, I don't do that type of stuff. It's a much smarter show than that.
You want to take a tape measure from shoulder to shoulder on her?
Yeah,
you might.
You make me think that.
That might make you wonder, but I don't know. That's a robust woman.
No, she's big, but there are big women. It's nothing new.
Of course.
So you believe the rumors? You think the Obamas are in big trouble?
No,
you don't believe the rumors.
I don't. No. But then again, I don't know. I haven't been sure about anything that's happened in the world in years. No. I used to be so sure of everything,
Well,
and
let me
now I
ask
look
you
and go,
this.
"Who the hell am I to say?"
No, you're right. So I'll ask you this because you're not sure about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If I said to you, New York City, you're back today. You still love the city, I know, but you wouldn't live here. You wouldn't live here.
No.
So if I said to you that New York
They're
City,
having sex with corpses in the subways.
it's fine.
Sid.
Okay, there was nobody else on the train. Calm down. Please. Sometimes it's convenient.
All right.
So if I said to you, despite that horrible story, that New York City is on the rise, people can't wait to work here. They can't wait to live here. You would say what?
I would say bull, and then a word that the FCC says no.
Yeah, Corey, explain to Anthony what's going
the
on.
mogul, the real estate
mogul,
mogul, is
the
going to
mogul.
tell me what's going on.
You can't get an apartment for rent. They're all taken. The prices are at peak level.
Yeah.
Offices are filling up, and by the end of next year, there's going to be no office space available on the market because it's all being filled up by new offices, and the older office buildings are being converted into residential. So the city's filling up big time.
Why are people coming back when they realize
back?
They could work from cheaper locations remotely
Because the people that run the companies, the Jamie Dimons of the world, David Solomons of the world, Goldman Sachs, they won't take it. It's
made it
not
mandatory.
productive. They want mandatory to come
we
back.
all knew that wasn't very productive.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Of course.
Right. So Corey, and he tells me this because I'm like you. I'm like, the city's horrible. And he's got statistics and numbers that actually could provide details of what he's saying is true. The city is back. It's on its way back.
Wow.
Yeah.
On its way back.
But the it doesn't seem like it.
You're 100%
business-wise, you're probably right. I wouldn't second guess you.
Yeah.
You're a pro at this.
Right.
No, he's a mogul.
But the atmosphere, I'm not going to. Who am I to doubt a mogul?
You know what's going to happen now? Now Anthony's aunt is going to ask you for money.
Yeah.
Maybe Anthony will ask me for money.
I signed my big contract here. I don't need a mogul's money.
No, but you're see the perception. Mayor Adams always makes fun of us. We talk about perception, and I said, listen, dummy, Mayor, perception is more dangerous than reality.
That is true. People believe something, but there's evidence that the city, it doesn't seem like the safest place. Sid, and Adams, this is cracking me up. Is he not now a puppet? The Department of Justice drops the charges against him. Now he's got to do whatever, the Trump administration really wants him to do.
It's so embarrassing. He's the mayor of New York City. I understand, yes.
Now he's like, we got to get these illegals out of here. You're like, what?
He was
What
shuttling them
happened?
in. He was shuttling
Yeah,
them in.
he couldn't get enough, and now it's like, get him out of here. Crime, we need more police officers. You're like, whoa, look at this guy.
So before we take our first break, we'll be back with both you geniuses. And you're both great, seriously.
Thank you, Sid.
I can't vote for a guy like that, okay?
No.
And I don't care.
No backbone.
And I love Trump. Exactly. When you're the mayor of New York City, I don't want to hear, but he's going to do what Trump wants. No one loves Trump more than us, all three of us, okay?
Love him.
Not good enough. You got to have a guy who runs this city. Now, I'm not saying I want one of these lunatics on the left or even Cuomo.
Right.
But you got Curtis. He's a law and order guy. There are people that will work with the cops, provide law and order without, like you said, hey, jump how high?
Yep.
That's ridiculous. He's the mayor, Anthony.
He's compromised. They got him out of trouble, and now you owe me. It's like the mob. You know?
Basically, yes.
This thing of ours.
Yes. Yes. All right, we'll take a short break.
owes us.
Where do you believe the Opie and Anthony show, at its best, lines up when you compare it to Imus, Stern? Now, you guys did very well in the ratings. Very well.
Yeah. I think it's right up there.
Right
with
there.
them. You know, numbers-wise, obviously, Stern dominated. He had the mornings. We were afternoon drive for much of our career.
Yeah.
And, you know, that we had a shared audience. A lot of Howard's audience in the morning listened to us in the afternoon.
That's right.
It was a perfect combination. And if there wasn't such egomaniacal idiots, we probably could have worked something out very nicely with a morning and afternoon show. But egos kind of got in the way.
Egos
of
on
that.
your show or egos?
Both.
Both, okay.
Yeah.
Because the only show, I guess, Corey, that they had to go up against, it was a very popular show, got big ratings, was Mike and the Mad Dog.
I was gonna say.
Different audience, but right?
Yeah.
Mike and the Mad Dog Show, of course.
What do you got, doggy?
What are you doing there, Mikey? My Giants will do very well this year. I'm positive of it.
Well, you were a big Mike and the Mad Dog fan.
Well,
so.
I liked him peripherally, and and Opie and Anthony, I like peripherally as well.
Oh, you did listen to them every once in a while?
Just periodically, because
Yeah.
at that time,
That's what we were gunning for that. Periodic. Peripheral listening.
check in.
We were
check
number
in.
one with the peripherals. Thank you, Mogul.
Just to make it onto your stat sheet. You know, I had to work for a living. That was,
Of course.
You know.
No, of course.
Now he's saying our listeners didn't have jobs.
Yeah,
That's great.
Exactly.
Who
You know
came
your
up?
audience.
Who came up with the Whip 'em Out Wednesday thing? Whose idea was that?
I think initially it was Opie. Yeah,
It was Opie.
Opie came out.
Okay, so that was a good idea.
Oh, of course, it was a huge promotion.
Yeah.
It lasted our entire radio career.
So
Got us in some trouble.
But why would you say now it was his idea? You can lie; no one will even know the difference.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still doing stuff. I'm back on broadcast radio. he needs to get credit for stuff we did 25 years ago.
Whose idea was it? Sex for Sam.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
yeah, that was. I
Say
think,
Opie. Just say Opie.
I think that was Opie. Yeah.
And what?
He actually put church on the list.
He did, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did.
Yeah. Remember that
Wasn't
story?
there sex in St. Pat's?
Yes,
St.
that's what
Patrick's
they did.
Cathedral?
That's
Oh,
why they.
boy.
That
That
was
was
us.
us.
You.
That was us. Oh boy, what's property going for near St. Pat's? Can I get a place near there?
Now the truth is, I think it is at least that the sex didn't happen, right? That they were about to have
Yeah,
sex.
in the vestibule outside.
Right.
But it didn't matter at that point.
Sure.
You know,
Right.
the lore has it now that
Right.
it was,
It was-
on the
law
altar.
also is that if you're going to have people have sex in the church, at least be good looking. And you found like the two of the most repulsive
Who
people.
else are you going to get to have sex in the church? What do you think? The guy was good looking having sex with the corpse in the subway the other day?
Well,
There's
what did-
certain people that do this stuff, Sid.
For a living.
They're maniac mental patients. They don't go to their job at IBM after.
I understand. So where did you draft these people that you use for these stunts?
You know radio, my friend. You
Yeah.
open the phone lines,
Sure.
you will get a plethora.
So you just
of
went on the air and you
lunatics.
said, here's the deal. We're going to pay you, whatever it was for the day, $5, and you're going to have sex in a church.
Yeah.
And the phones just started lighting
They
up.
just get swag. They'd get some
Yeah.
Opie and Anthony T-shirts and bumper
Sure.
stickers.
That's all they cared about.
And then they'd win a trip to what at the time was the Sam Adams Brewery.
in Massachusetts.
Because we had, what was his name? It used to go around, the head of Sam Adams. Like
Sam
the
Adams.
figurehead.
Yeah, his name
It
was
was
Sam.
the figurehead. It was actually Samuel Adams.
Sam himself.
He was the corpse in the subway.
What you should have done if you were smart is have these people at St. Patrick's, if they're about to have sex, dress them up as Hasidim.
Ah,
You see what I'm saying?
Well, we didn't want to cause any problems between the religions. They get along so well, Jews and Christians, Catholics.
He loves that because he goes there for
I know.
Ash Wednesday.
I know.
He
Believe
loves
me.
that.
I actually got ashes. I go to the church every now and then on a Friday, to Corey's point. I find it to be very soothing and relaxing.
Uh-huh.
I got a lot of stuff going on in my head.
You're not allowed to get ashes.
Not only am I not, I was allowed, and I was encouraged, and I said to the priest, I go, I'm Jewish. He said, even better.
Really?
Swear to God.
Trying
I
to
walked him-
convert you?
He didn't try to
It's
convert
like the
me.
Crusades.
No, he didn't try to convert me. He put the ashes on, and he said, thank you for paying homage to our religion. He didn't say you killed Jesus. He didn't say, we're sick and tired of fighting for your people. None of that.
You're like Super Jew, though, now. They're
I
naming
am,
ambulances
yes.
after you in the
That's true.
Jewish community.
That's true, yes.
You go to Israel all the time.
That's true. I'm going in 2
you-
weeks.
I hear there's things in the works where you're going to be appointed somewhere.
That's true.
I hear all this stuff.
Yeah.
They're going to put another point on the star just for you. It's going to be the 7-pointed star.
funny. That's funny.
The Star of Sid.
So getting back to the prior conversation, Anthony talked about he's gone to South Carolina, and despite all these numbers that you gave him, he said, look, I still feel like it's not safe. And he's right. The perception is it's not safe, but perception often is more dangerous than reality. And here you are making a case that New York is back. It's great. It's great. And then during the break, you said to me and Anthony, boy, I got a heartbreaking story for you. So which one is it? Tell the story and then try to convince Anthony what you said before is actually right.
Bring me back.
Bring you back.
Bring me back to New York.
Come back.
Come on.
The story is, unfortunately, one of my associates, young lady, was out this weekend, Saturday night, with her friends on the Lower East Side. Someone came up behind her, pulled her by her hair, threw her down, and she got a concussion. I get.
Oh my God! Give me the real estate contract. I'm ready to. I'm
Come
coming
on,
back.
come on back.
This sounds fantastic.
I just raised the prices.
Oh my God! You describe it like a virtual paradise.
So you're just making Anthony's point.
No, I hear you, but it's a large city. It's a large city.
but this girl works for you. She got assaulted.
Yes.
Didn't your own wife, who I love dearly, Jessica, get assaulted as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I rest my case. Your wife and a person who works for you, two lovely ladies, both assaulted in this city.
Well, should I make the case that they were 4 years apart?
Doesn't matter. Eventually, they're all going to go down.
Nah, they're not all going down. It's a terrible thing. It's an awful thing.
Yeah.
It takes us back to what the city has to do in terms of police, reinforcement, and taking care of the citizens.
Okay.
Because the citizens are back.
Okay, let me ask you this, Anthony. You don't live in a dangerous place like this where Corey's wife and Corey's workers are assaulted almost every week.
They have shotguns where he
I
lives.
understand. How many guns do you actually have?
I probably have about 30.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You have 30 guns?
About 30
What do you
guns.
think is coming to your house?
Rifles, shotguns, pistols. I have a Barrett 50 caliber.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh yeah, I do.
Do you have an AR-15?
I've got a few of them. I have a few AR-15s. I have a closet full of ammunition.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's what people do down there.
You have nunchucks?
We're
You don't bring nunchucks to a rifle fight.
no.
No, but seriously, who do you think is coming to your house?
It doesn't. First of all, I enjoy shooting. I like going to the range. I could shoot on my own property.
Why don't you do me a favor, okay? If you enjoy it so much, I'll give you an outfit and go to Gaza.
You want me
Do
to
something,
go to
How
Gaza?
about, if you really enjoy shooting, go someplace. I mean, shooting tin cans in your backyard. You have more ammunition than David Koresh. For what?
It's relaxing, believe it or not. To fire a gun. I like new guns. You buy a new gun and you feel like,
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's great. And
Where do you buy your guns? Is it like you go to like Walmart? Is like a real gun
There's
place?
a guy.
Like,
There's a guy around the corner.
There's a guy.
No. No, all of my gun purchases are completely legal. And South Carolina, it's a lot easier than New York City. I can carry.
Right.
I carry every day. I have different, you know how girls use like different accessories?
Sure.
I accessorize.
With guns.
It's like, it's a Walther PPK kind of day. I'm going to do that. Or then, it's my SIG. I'm going to carry a SIG 9mm today because I have church.
But you have enough for a militia.
Yeah.
Well, they have those militias in places like South Carolina.
Yeah,
You don't have that.
there have been some people. You know what, though? It's such a peaceful, nice area. I go into Greenville. There's people of every culture, every race.
Sure.
And they're getting along. They got families pushing strollers. They got their dogs. And
So
you look
again-
around and go, it's beautiful
Okay.
because guns make for a polite society.
I
my
agree with that.
Yeah.
But, don't you think one gun is enough? If it's such a lovely place, kind of like him, he's trying to convince you New York is safe. Then he's got 2 stories of family members and friends who were assaulted. You're trying to tell me it's the safest place in the world. You have enough guns to win a war in a small country.
Are you trying to
see
get me to give you a gun? Say, just ask. I have plenty. Just ask. I just like guns. Guns are a great American thing.
Yeah.
This country was built on guns.
I agree with you. I'm all for the Second Amendment.
I love it.
So when
I'm
you
an
sit around your
absolutist.
house, do you clean the guns and all that stuff?
Sometime after I go to the range, I'll sit down and clean my
Is that like
guns.
is that like a sexual experience for you? Do you find that to be? I'm being serious.
No, there's no eroticism
Okay.
with the gun. Although I have had over the years when I was a little crazy, I have had girls ask to do some pretty crazy stuff with a gun.
Sure.
They like
I've seen that.
point it at my head.
Right.
Like, you're out of your mind.
Right.
I always, when I was dating, before I settled down,
Yeah.
I put girls into 3 categories. Magazine in, where you could leave the mag in the gun on the night table. Then there was the girls that were magazine out, where you take the magazine out, but it's nearby.
Don't forget the one in the chamber.
Always. And then there was hide the magazine completely. Don't let them know where it is. And that was most of the girls I dated over the course of a few years in there when I was going a little nuts.
This is fantastic.
Oh, it's great.
Well, I got 2 words for you, my friend. You ready? Mm-hmm. Alec Baldwin.
Well, he's an idiot. You got to be safe. That's one thing, obviously. People go, oh, I'm thinking of getting a gun, Anthony. What should I get? And I say educated, because you really need to know what you're doing. Guns are very personal, and you got to know the safety. You have to know the laws of your local government, state, federal. Laws vary all over this place, and people have gotten in big trouble because they just didn't know the laws.
The bassist from Weezer, his wife was just in some gun trouble. Did you see that?
I heard that.
Yeah, I think she shot somebody, and then
She got shot. They shot her.
Oh, they
Yeah,
shot her.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, they shot her.
Yeah, the cops showed up at the house for something totally different.
It was a car chase. It was
car
like a random
chase,
car
and they
chase.
shot her.
And she comes running out with a gun in her hand. Like, don't do that.
I hate that. I mean, I would think that could easily be you, but you just said don't do that.
No. First of all, I would see him coming on my surveillance devices. Said. I have a lot of guns and a lot of cameras.
Do you have like night goggles and all that stuff? And
some things I don't like to let the public know. I actually do have a night vision.
You have knives and all that. And like,
I'm not a knife guy.
You're not a knife guy. Okay.
What is this, West Side Story? I'm not going to dance around and stab a riff.
Well, I got to take a break, but I do go back to the great scene in Indiana Jones when the guy's got the swords.
Brilliant.
He
Yeah.
just takes out the gun and
Yeah,
shoots him.
yeah.
We'll take a short break. We'll come back. It's been a great hour with Corey Zelnick and Anthony Cumia. Andy Epstein's a good friend of mine. He invited me tonight to the Knicks game.
Yeah.
Keith Kantrowitz, Mark Oranger, Anthony Carone, my whole crew. Yeah. And courtside, the seats are on the court.
Yeah.
Knicks Cavaliers. Knicks have been losing by an average of 30 every time they play Cleveland. Pretty much have the 3-seed, although you're right. Yeah. Indiana's right behind them. So they're going to lose again tonight, right?
I think so, because I saw Cleveland. Well, no, they could win tonight because I heard last night Cleveland didn't play any of their big 3. They probably won't play any of their big 3 tonight either.
They wrapped up the 1 seed.
They wrapped up the 1. And
but the Knicks are still beat up. Hart didn't play last game. And,
well, the Knicks, he's resting them a little bit, too. He won't admit it, but he's resting them a little bit also.
So tonight's game is relatively meaningless.
For the most part, yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, and you're not going? And I'm not going.
No one's going.
No, Anthony's going.
Oh. I'm not going.
He's not going. He can't bring his gun in.
Right.
They
let you bring your guns.
They won't allow me. I used to, when I lived here, I had a carry license in New York City. And the one event I went to actually packing a pistol was the Neil Diamond concert in Brooklyn.
You need a gun for that.
Yeah.
No question about it. No, they get
forget
crazy.
about it.
They get
crazy. Love on the Rock starts playing. They start throwing.
Where was that at? The
It was at what is
Flatbush
where the Nets
Theater?
play?
the place in Brooklyn.
Where the
Barclay-
Nets play
Barclays.
on Barclays
Yeah,
Center.
Barclays Center. And they made you wear. They go, which hand do you shoot with?
Yeah.
I go, my right hand.
Yeah.
They made me wear a yellow like wrist thing, and
No
everyone that had a yellow. That way, if you have a gun, the cops could see the wristband and know you're not the bad guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I never
didn't
knew
have to
this.
draw. You know, not much violence going on at a Neil Diamond.
Did you go to sporting events in New York? I don't remember you being a big sports
Yankees.
fan.
I would go to
Yankees.
Yankee games all the time.
Yeah.
I carried at Yankee games too. They
There were no one checks there. You were in the Bronx.
They didn't check.
Everybody carries in the
They
Bronx.
didn't-
No yellow tags. up
Right, no
there.
yellow
no,
tags.
I was a lot of Subway Series and stuff. I had
Oh,
a
you were?
connection. Great girl that worked at Yankee Stadium and got me into the legend seating and
Well, the
everything.
Subway
was fantastic.
Series, don't forget, 2000, that
Yeah.
was when me and Kaplan left Fort Lauderdale
Oh, boy.
and came to work with you.
Yes.
It was the Met Yankee World Series.
Met Yankee World Series, Mikey. Another Subway Series. We're really looking forward to this one.
In fact, I remember this. I remember, and you guys may have had it first, probably gave it to us because you were such degenerates. There was a cutout of Don Zimmer
Yes.
with a rubber penis.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, and we had it in our studio. We were so proud of it. It was one of our shining moments.
Well, one of the things we used that for, we put the Zimmer cutout at the end of the hallway. We had a girl come in, and we shot a bottle rocket at the Zimmer thing. And let's just say the launch pad was very unique.
I remember. I remember, yes.
That was another one. O&A. Oh, boy. That was regular broadcast FCC radio.
It was. All right, so to wrap this fun stuff up, you've got a bar mitzvah tonight, right?
Yes, I do. Yes,
and then anything else exciting? What are you doing your first Seder tomorrow night?
We're going to have it at our apartment.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we're
So
gonna-
you, Jess, Bailey, and Max?
No. We're going to have a small handful of relatives. We're going to be about
good.
12 or 13
Good.
people.
And Anthony, what about your
Oh,
first
that's
Seder?
good.
What about yours?
Yeah. Is that like Easter?
Same thing.
Same thing,
I don't
right?
see you eating a lot of matzah. I just don't.
No. I like my bread leavened. I like a good leavened bread.
Okay.
And bitter herbs doesn't sound fun either.
Sounds better. Right?
It
No
sounds
good.
better.
No good. Jim Norton, Sunday night?
Jim Norton coming in 8 p.m. This
great.
Sunday night, live right here in these very
And
studios.
you guys are great together?
Oh God!
You
It's the
worked
first
together for
time.
years?
First time we've been on broadcast radio since K-Rock back.
No kidding.
Many years ago. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, you're both
I would
amazing.
tune in.
You're both amazing. I'll have great stories about going to different cities and hooking up with women who have bigger penises than us. An odd guy, Jim Norton, but we love him.
Jim used to love that Zimmer cutout.